Tesla's Q4 earnings is being reported in 2 days, and yes, I am going live, and if you are a channel member, you're getting this video much earlier, and in this video, it's gonna be my final estimate. Now again, if you're an ex-member or a channel member, you guys already got this like a week ago, and I'm very confident that this is going to be the outcome, and I don't want to waste any more time because Q4, I think, is a very exciting quarter thanks to energy. It's gonna be an awesome one. So let's get down to it. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Let's go! But before we go, something interesting just happened that you guys need to know regarding Wall Street. So a week ago, Wall Street had an EPS estimate of 76 cents. It stayed like that after Tesla reported their Q4 delivery numbers until just a couple days ago. They increased it to 77 cents. Bruh. Classic tactic with Wall Street that right before earnings, and I won't be surprised if they increase it to 78 or even 80 cents right before the earnings. That's how they always do this. They always do this. So right now at the recording of this video, their target for Q4 earnings EPS non-GAAP is 77 cents. So we're gonna go based on that number. Here is my chart with Tesla stock price prediction chart on a quarterly basis and for Q4. And yes, this is also available on Patreon as well if you guys want to play around with these numbers as well. I'll have a 2025 upcoming when Q1 is about to happen this year. So let's get down to it. Some numbers here that I did adjust was vehicle gross profits of 15.9% because they only produced like 450,000 vehicles, which they don't benefit from economy of scale here. So I had to bring down the vehicle gross profits just below 16%. And I also reduced services and other revenues by 100 million. It was at 3 billion. Now it's at 2.9 billion. But most notably here is energy. Look at energy, 3.5 billion in revenue, and with a 28% in gross profits, that's nearly $1 billion. Oh my God. If we see this, and I think in Q3, it was a 30% gross profits. I'm putting here 28%. So if you slap on 30%, that's over $1 billion. That's crazy. If we see over $1 billion in energy, I'm going to be so flippin' happy. It's going to be insane. It's crazy. And it's going to continue going higher and higher going into this year as well because we have Mega Pack Shanghai coming online, which is very flippin' exciting. Sheesh. Operating costs, I did increase it to 2.4 billion, all because of the Model Y refresh, the FSD and R&D, all that kind of good stuff. Maybe this is a little bit too high, but keeping it conservative at 2.4 billion, taxes of 430 million, and other income of around 50 million. Stock-based compensation of 350, and shares outstanding of a little over 3.5 billion. Now, let's get down to it. Let's see what the numbers will be and see what the stock price could be then as well. Remember, we're supposed to beat 77 cents. Will we beat 77 cents? Let's see. Oh, and look, yes, I forgot to mention this one thing. Average selling price is now officially below $40,000 per each unit, in my opinion, in my little, forecasting prediction here. And remember, this is only a prediction, not facts. So let's put in the numbers of deliveries of 495,570, and bam, look at all that numbers come in. I love it. Total gross margin is down from Q3 to 19.1%. Operating margin is down from Q3 from 10.8% to 10.3%, but we can see net income gap is up nearly 300 million, and the same for non-GAAP as well. We have the revenue going over 27.2 billion, which I think that's a beat on revenue, so that's a sheesh moment. Look at EPS non-GAAP of 79 cents, and funny 69 cents for the GAAP as well, and that's how I know that this estimate's gonna be 100% correct, all because of this, which is quite hilarious. But that's interesting, right? Revenue is looking to be a beat. EPS non-GAAP is looking to be a beat based on this prediction. I'm not too sure what the net income gap was, what that's supposed to be, but if the EPS is a beat, then this would be a beat as well, I assume. Now, let's see what the stock price could be after this earnings report, even though guidance is more important. We'll get to that in a bit as well. But let's see what the stock price could be. Right now, the stock is trading in the 420s, which is quite funny because we're predicting 69 cents and the stock is at 420. Hilarious. That means that would be a PE of 204 to get that same stock price. Right now, the PE is 113. Pejjy, why did it go from 113 to 204 so much? Well, that's because in Q4 of 2023, they had a tax inheritance loss that really gave them a boost in EPS, which brought down their PE. Realistically, if you remove that, a PE right now is in the 220s, 225s. That's what the correct PE is right now. So really, at 204, that's actually a lower PE because thanks to the higher EPS happening. But if that happens, taxes, Tesla gets another inheritance again from the tax losses from previous years, well then we could be looking at a much lower PE as well. So we'll get to that in a bit as well. So what could the stock price be after this earnings? Well, it's a beat, right? It's a beat, but we also know that Q1 isn't going to be the greatest either. Now, if this beat is only 79 cents, that's not a big beat. So I could potentially see the stock falling down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe in the 190s, in the 390, in the 380s for some time so they can price in Q1. But at the same time, when you add in guidance, Elon is gonna say the right things in my opinion. I think guidance is gonna be so fire that we're gonna see the stock roaring after this. Because the guidance, they're gonna be asking, hey Elon, what happened to the affordable models? Hey, what happened to the robotaxis? So, unsupervised FSD, is that gonna happen? What happened to the bot? What's going on with energy? All these things that I think Elon's going to say that, yeah, this year, in 5 months' time, 4 months' time, things are going to happen. And if he says the right things, then I can see the stock going back to its all-time highs of $480 per share, potentially even touching $500 per share, which is, again, a PE of around like 240, 245, which is a high PE. But again, Tesla is a company where, because they're building industries, like the humanoid bots and the robotaxi industry, you can't really slap on a PE. If Tesla was just only a car company, Tesla shouldn't be even worth near the 1 trillion or even in trillion, but they're not. They're a software company, they're an AI company. So these things need to be priced in. And thanks to Donald Trump being elected, all these regulations are gonna be cut back, which is gonna help Tesla further enhance and further deploy robotaxis and full self-driving at a much higher pace at a much sooner date, which will really help bring the valuation of the company higher, which it has done. So that's why I'm thinking $500 per share is not out of the question after this Q4 earnings if guidance is what I think is going to be flipping fire. But let's go back to 204 PE and let's add the inheritance tax. Let's say it's another $5 billion in one-time tax losses, right? Tesla gets back from the government. That's 204 PE, that's a stock price of $735, but obviously we can't do that because, again, it's only a one-time thing and Wall Street will disregard it anyways. But that would mean a PE would be around 116, 117, kind of like what it is now, probably even lower. But nonetheless, we're not going to be adding this because, again, it's just a one-time thing. It doesn't really matter. But that's my thoughts. Most important thing here is the EPS non-GAAP. My estimate is 79 cents. Look out for this number. I will be going live on Q4 earnings, going over the report live, as well as the guidance there. It's going to be a 3.5 hour live session. It's going to be flipping exciting. I cannot wait. But comment down below, what is your final EPS for this Q4? And I'm curious to know, what do you think the stock price would be afterwards? Would it be higher? Would it be lower? Would it be the same? Curious to know your thoughts. Comment down below. But again, I am going live. You guys can check the video, right? Not check the video, but hit notification here when I do go live on January 29th. It's going to be an awesome moment. Subscribe, guys. Get your I Bought the Dip t-shirt. I love you guys, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.